Hey all, my name is Paul Borosky and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan as well as Quality Business Consultant. And what I'd like to do today is to introduce y'all to my beginner's guide to financial analysis for Meta or Facebook 2021. So the way the video is going to play out is first and foremost going to go ahead and give you all a little bit of background about me, who I am, what I do, and why I do it. After that, I'm then going to go ahead and introduce y'all to my beginner's guide for Meta/Facebook 2021. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get this party started and zip right through this little PowerPoint presentation. So as promised, a little bit about me. Again, Paul Borosky MBA, doctoral candidate, owner of Quality Business Plan, and I have been publishing company reports and beginner's guides for the last 5 years, and I publish probably about 15 to 25 different guides/reports for 15 to 25 different public companies. So if you're interested in some of my reports or beginner's guides for the industry company specific, check out my webpage right here. I am also the author of the Beginner's Guide to Understanding Financial Statements and Financial Ratios. Check me out on Amazon.com. And then finally, I am an adjunct professor and subject matter expert in finance as well as business. So I do have some higher education teachings under my belt to support some of my thoughts and ideas, as well as some educational background in finance. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the star of the show, which is Meta or Facebook 2021 Beginner's Guide. So my Beginner's Guide are broken into 3 categories. The first category is the income statement, second category is a balance sheet, and the third category is the financial ratios. All right. So when we do come up with the income statement, this category is going to be focused on the summarized version of Meta's or Facebook's income statement. So what I do is I go out and do a little bit of research into Meta or Facebook. For the last 5 years, I'll get their 10Ks. And then I'll summarize their 10K information, and I'll go ahead and put it into my financial model, which will calculate their revenues, their expenses, and their net profits. And I'll present that in the book or in the guide for the last 5 years. Next thing that I do is I'll go ahead and identify important line items in the income statement, for example, revenues. I'll define revenues, I'll give it to you in layman's terms, and then I'll provide you all with some tips on how to analyze that specific line item. The second section in my report or the beginner's guide is the balance sheet section. And to lead off the balance sheet section, I'll go ahead and summarize the balance sheet for Meta or Facebook for the last 5 years. And my findings are right here. Then what I do is I'll go ahead and again identify important line items in the balance sheet. I'll define the line item. I'll give it to you in layman's terms, and then finally I'll provide you all with some analysis tips as to what to look for when analyzing that line item in the balance sheet. The third section in my beginner's guide is focused on financial ratios. The financial ratios that I calculate and analyze, I break them into 4 categories, which is the liquidity ratios, asset ratios, profitability ratios, and debt ratios. And then each one of these categories, I'll have the various ratios. In each one of the categories, I will also I'll give you more detailed explanations for the different ratios included in each one of those categories. For example, liquidity ratios, the ratios that I calculated were the current ratio, the cash ratio, quick ratio, and net working capital ratios. And then I'll provide you all with the formulas that I use, and then a summary of the findings for each one of those ratios in that category. I will then go into deeper details for important ratios within each one of the categories. For example, current ratio, which is in the liquidity ratio category. I'll go ahead and explain to you what that ratio means. I'll provide you all with the formula for that ratio. I'll give you the meaning of the ratio in layman's terms, and then I'll provide you all with some analysis tips as to what to look for when analyzing that specific ratio. And then finally, I'll provide you all with the calculations that I used in order to calculate that ratio. For example, current ratio, current assets divided by current liabilities. We've got our current assets here divided by current liabilities here, and then the financial ratio findings right here. All right, so hopefully this information was helpful. As always, if you're interested in buying my Facebook or my Meta 2021 Beginner's Guide to Financial Analysis, just visit this link right here. And yeah, have a great day. Thank you.